consistency in our sourdough is making sure that we follow a formula, we follow the right steps, and we are constantly aware of the final dough temperature. If yeast is temperature sensitive, so if we don't have the right temperature to start with, and that's around about 24 to 26 degrees as a final dough temperature. If it's cold one day, when it comes out of the machine, it'll prove very differently to if it was 32 degrees. But if we constantly have it the same temperature every single time that it comes out of the bowl, then it should prove and it should react the same way every single time. So it's just about making sure you know your flour temperature, you know your machine and what machine you're working with, and also, the easiest thing for us to manipulate the dough temperature is water temperature. So we do a calculation, we work out what the room temperature is, what our pre-ferment temperature is, and how much friction our machine will generate, and then we do a mathematical calculation that tells me how hot or how cold my water needs to be to make my dough 24 degrees as it comes out of the bowl. We had a final dough temperature of 25 degrees. We know the friction on this machine is 2.3 degrees, so we take 25, take away 2.3 equals 22.7. We times that by 4 because there are 4 factors that are now influencing our dough. 22.7 times 4 equals 90.8. We then need to take the temperature of our room. So let's say our room is 24 degrees. Okay? Let's say the flour that we have is 22, okay, our pre-ferment is 18, okay, we add all those numbers up, okay, we have 22, 46, 56, 64, okay, so we go 90.8 take away 64 equals 26.8. So if I have my water at 26.8 degrees and I mix it for 2.3 minutes, it will come out of my machine at 25 degrees every single time. Now this changes every time we make bread because our flour temperature and our room temperature and our pre-ferment temperature vary and fluctuate throughout the year. So we always go through, every time we make bread, we do these calculations to make sure that it is always the same every single time. Every machine is different. So what you need to do is you need to find out what your machine does. How much friction does it impart into the dough? And that's just through a simple test of mixing your dough for 5 minutes, taking the temperature of it, mixing on second speed for 2 minutes, taking the temperature of it, dividing that temperature difference by 2, and it will tell you how many degrees per minute your machine will increase through friction, the temperature. And if you're hand mixing, well, we don't have any friction because we can't knead strongly enough to create any friction. So it's simply 25 times 4 equals 100, and then we go through the same process, so this end temperature will change because there's no friction.